Did you see the big news?
Which one?
That DirecTV and Dish are merging.
I did not see that.
And also Bo Nix can beat Aaron Rodgers with 60 passing yards.
I'm never doing Skullcast again.
And oh yeah, what happened to the Packers?
I don't want to talk about it.
They can't overcome a 28-point deficit.
I mean, they kind of did.
Almost. Yeah. Sorry. Wait, hold on. Score. Adios, S.
Oh, baby. We here.
Stay.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GPS. Yeah.
Just a couple of fans of 2-2 teams. Just a couple guys rooting for teams sitting at 500. Just two guys loving being not losers and not winners. Today,
I feel like how much, because there has to be like a sixth sense of pride that you have. The fact that game was awful with the Broncos. I mean,
yes.
You had negative, 7 yards in the first half for Bo Nix passing
Well,
yards?
I mean, he got down to -9, actually.
-9. Okay, so even worse.
He finished the first half with -7 after a 2-yard completion somewhere.
Got it. Okay, so finished the half with -7 yards. This is about to be an all-timer of a stinker of a game.
Yes.
And somehow, some way, the Broncos are able to pull out a win against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. It's their defense. It's simply the Broncos defense is good. They're legit. They are a top 5 defense. They're top 2 or top 3 in scoring right now. The first half, outside of great defense from Denver, it was wet. Oh, it was a wet ball game. And that really limited both offenses. But, Denver loses Alex Singleton last week. I'm a little worried, a little concerned because he's a big part of that defense.
Yeah.
But Justin Strnad, first play of the game, sacks Aaron Rodgers, filling in. Him and I don't even know who our other linebacker is, Tom. Don't care. They played good. Patrick Surtain held Garrett Wilson to nothing. Aaron Rodgers and his receivers not fully on the same page.
A lot of cha-chas as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. 4 or 5 false starts. Idiots.
Maybe.
But it was either the last losing drive or the second to last losing drive for the Jets that there was 2 plays where one, I think he's throwing to Garrett Wilson and Garrett Wilson doesn't even look for the ball. Like Rodgers thinks he's going to do something. They're not on the same page. And he throws another one where he wanted the guy to do something. They're not on the same page. And it just makes it so much more humorous to me that we were all making fun of Rodgers for leaving for Egypt instead of going to, the offseason stuff where it's not a huge deal. But maybe one of the things you get a little bit better about is being on the same page with your receivers, some of the things you like, some of the looks you're going to give. And it blew up in their face in a game where my quarterback, Bo Nix, just 60 passing yards, got his first passing touchdown and beat them. Beat those Jets. It was the most and least satisfying win I've experienced. Both teams missed 50-yard field goals to win that game. I don't think I've ever seen one team miss a field goal
to not
take a 4-point lead And then the other team misses the field goal to lose the game. I'm sure it's happened, but I can't remember. It was painful, but it was in a different way than I'm sure it was watching the pain that was, going down 28-0, fighting back, and then not getting the win.
See, but I do think Jayden Daniels is playing like phenomenal football right now. We'll talk about the Commanders. I think they're pretty legit right this second.
Oh, they're very good right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're in this weird, like, okay, the defense is great, right? The defense is doing its job because they sliced up the Patriots defense. So you're like, okay, this is pretty solid. The offense is just poopy caca. But still being able to get a win, I'm talking about the Broncos, still being able to get a win is phenomenal.
Yes.
And for the Packers, that first half, I mean, everything went wrong. Special teams missed 2 field goals, right? Narveson, not good. Missed 2 field goals. You had multiple interceptions from Jordan Love. He was playing hurt, didn't look great in that first half. Defense was letting Sam Darnold just walk down the field. Sam Darnold also had that incredible throw to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
Only Mahomes, baby.
Only so Mahomes. Good. And so I'm looking at this, and then you have the muff punt. We wind up scoring right before half, so it's 28-7. And you're like, okay, maybe it could be a tale of 2 halves here. And in the third quarter, the Packers don't do anything with their opportunities either. But then they also shut out the Vikings. The defense starts locking down a little bit more. And then we scored 22 points in the fourth quarter. And you might be talking about garbage time or whatever. It was a very close game with 10 minutes left to go in that fourth quarter. So The offense just woke up. Unfortunately, like, again, Love, he turned the ball over a few times. He played hero ball, and it just did not work out. But I got to be honest, like, I feel so much better about this game than if it ended after halftime. Because the fact that once they started rolling, the defense was playing better, the offense was playing better.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting here going, okay, Jordan Love, he's back from injury, right? So he didn't look 100%. On top of that, you lost Christian Watson to that game, a high ankle sprain. That was rough to see. They didn't have Jair Alexander. They didn't have Valentine. So GG's the Vikings. The Vikings did exactly what they needed to do in that first half, and they whooped our ass. And then that second half, the Packers just came roaring back in the fourth quarter. So I feel better because I'm like, okay, let's see what happens, when we play again, later in the year. Because if this is what we look at week 4 with injuries, with everything that could have going wrong, we're rocking and rolling. So
yeah, I mean, I was assuming that was going to be your takeaway where, Love misses some time. He's injured, and it's going to probably take a half a game or a full game before, he kind of feels comfortable, gets in rhythm with the offense again. And I think it's like for a quarterback and you have a knee injury that was almost that serious, you're just trying to get your confidence back in terms of how you feel on your body. And then,
ain't being utilized right now.
He wore the Favre jersey, immediately throws an interception.
Yep.
And then there was another interception in that game where it goes through it's a little bit high, but it goes through maybe your tight end's hands. I don't know. It goes through one Packers hands, then through another Packers hands, right to Minnesota.
Yeah,
and
you're talking about
like things going
hands.
wrong. Yeah. It was just like, oh, that's just one of those plays that.
Dude, like there was, again, Jordan definitely played some hero ball, but there was also some balls that he placed perfectly. And he's throwing into double and triple coverage. There's one he hit Dontavian Wicks in the chest in the end zone, and he just launches that ball. So, again, it's there, but this is what happened with Jordan Love last year, too. It's just that consistency, the turnovers, but he went on that insane run where it was 18 touchdowns. He threw 1 interception at the end. Yeah. That was crazy. That's what he kind of has to get back to, and I know that's a really high standard. But he doesn't turn the ball over there, and, receivers catch a few more balls. They hit those field goals. It's a different ball game. But I'm not overly concerned with a loss. I actually feel pretty confident about it. And I'm like, okay, I think they're going to be all right. Sirianni might be, though.
You want me to put Sirianni on the curse wheel? Hey, as long as Seattle loses tonight, this might be the most powerful week of curses I've ever experienced. Saints go down, Eagles go down. The Bills were at number 1. They go down. And, of course, it got the Seahawks. So we'll see.
Perna got a fitty.
Oh, Joey. Oh, the cursed dog shirts available only at Benchwarmer Shop. Yes. You know what? And we've got Rachel designed a sad elf. I don't know if we have it up on the site yet, but I actually like it better than the cursed dog. Do we have the sad elf? Where is it? It's not up. It got approved, but it is a sad baker elf. But thank you, Joey. Yeah, it's a wild week. I don't know who's actually good, honestly. I mean, I think the Ravens are good. I was going to be so high on the Bills if they had won that game. The Chiefs are 4-0, but they are kind of the least impressive 4-0 team. Based on all of the injuries they are currently suffering. The Bengals finally get a win. The Jags fall to 0-4. Joe Flacco saves the Colts. The Steelers lose. It's just like I think, we'll sort of start to get a better idea of who's who over the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
But I am a fan of the chaos actually continuing. It
makes it more fun.
It is so much more fun.
Because
the Saints lose 2 in a row.
Yeah. The Eagles got effing stomped. The Buccaneers, who got their ass kicked by the Broncos, and the Buccaneers stomped the Eagles. That was a disgusting game too. Good God.
Yeah.
That was
I think good. for Eagles fans, and I know you guys hate Nick Sirianni right now. That's fine. No AJ Brown, no Devontae Smith. That's tough. And I think the criticisms that kind of go along with Jalen Hurts, sometimes they're unfair because I think he's a very good quarterback. But this is the type of game where he's without his top 2 receivers. So you got to put it on Jalen to do something. Mm-hmm. We watched Patrick Mahomes eke out a victory over the Chargers. No Rashee Rice after Mahomes injured him, of all people. No Hollywood Brown. No Isaiah Pacheco. You need your quarterback to figure out how to win those games. You can stay Sirianni, but you got to have the guy play. And then conversely, Baker lights it up. Vita Vea being back in the lineup for the Bucs, I think huge. Yep. Denver sacked Baker Mayfield 7 times. Philly with that defensive front, I think only got to him twice. So it's that's supposed to be one of the most dominant units in football. Their draft picks, all that shit.
I mean,
the Bucs line had been a turnstile. Is that what it's called?
That's good. Yeah, turnstile. I think, the Eagles, you bring up a good point. Devontae Smith is out, right? AJ Brown is out. They need AJ Brown back badly.
They need
and Saquon can only do so much. And if Saquon is limited, right, in terms of the defense, then you have a good chance to beat the Eagles. So I think it's trying not to become one-dimensional, but that team should be functioning better even though they don't have elite receivers, if you know what I mean. It makes sense that their offensive quality is down because they have significant players missing. But they got to be able to move the effing ball, man. They got to be able to have somebody catch the ball. So that's where you get some concerns. I got you, Raymond.
Yeah. I was going to get him. Happy birthday, Raymond.
Yeah.
Classic.
Honestly, finger guns, that's unsportsmanlike conduct if you're Alan Lazard. So.
Hey, listen. Oh, yeah, one. Well, we got unsportsmanlike conduct on our coach yesterday. So, that's that. Harbaugh, he got to delay a game on defense by calling a timeout after they had an injury timeout. Oh, the scriptwriter was cooking.
I feel like this is a good point. The Ravens are they're currently just a mismatch for the Bills as well. Also, the Ravens, the last 2 weeks, what did the Ravens do? They ran the piss out of the football. They gave it to Derrick Henry, something they really didn't do those first 2 weeks. They lead the league with 220 rushing yards per game right now. The Ravens have the Bills number. They can't beat the Chiefs, though. We know that. It's just every team's got that foe they can't shake. And I'm scared the Bills are going to meet the Ravens in the playoffs again and lose again now.
Comes back.
But
I think Snoop Huntley's going to be fine. Yeah, I want to talk about that Bills game. We're bouncing around a little bit, but I want to talk about that Bills game because the Bills were, you and I had them at number 1, right? Because they were the best looking team. After they also beat the ever-living crap out of the Jaguars last week. It was like, okay, yeah, this is a pretty damn good team. But you had critics of the Bills chime in and say, don't we see this every year? Don't the Bills usually do really well? And then they wind up playing someone and it doesn't look good. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, they're running the ball really well.
Yeah.
And last night, didn't really run the ball well. The defense, which had been really good, especially after getting pressure after the quarterback and stuff, they did not do that last night. Derrick Henry ran all over them. And they just couldn't get it. And I have to give credit, too, because, like, while the Bills didn't play well, the Ravens' defense was phenomenal last night. Like, they were all over Josh Allen. They did that trick play, like when the Bills started getting some momentum back. They blew that crap up. And there was times, too, where they tried to do a little trickery. It doesn't matter if they tried to run it. They might have tried to throw it. The Ravens' defense was there.
You know, like, if I have Josh Allen as my quarterback, I'm not running trick plays. Like, shit he can do on his own is better than a trick play. That trick play led to a turnover, just a strip of Allen as he tries to throw it. It looked stupid. It felt stupid. And it felt like the Ravens' offensive line controlled that game, in addition to Derrick Henry going off for 199 yards.
Yep.
You know, and as he's doing that, you still have to worry about Lamar Jackson being able to take off and run. So, you know, the Ravens played exactly the brand of football they wanted to play, and they punched Buffalo in the mouth. The question is, like, how does Buffalo bounce back from this loss? Who do they play this week? I don't even know, but that's what I'll be watching.
The Ravens or the Bills?
No, the Bills. Like, they just got their ass kicked. How they answer in their next game.
Texans. They got the
Texans. Oh, that's great. That's a great
interesting game.
Because Houston looks good. But if you can go in and beat Houston, then, you know, you'll be all right. But I don't know if they will.
But I think, to talk about Baltimore real quick, this is I was mentioning this last night during the stream, that this is the team that you wanted. You know, last year, the best team in the league, you know, number 1, all that great stuff. They can't beat the Chiefs at home. And so they go, all right, we're going to go out and we're going to get Derrick Henry. If that's what the team can look like with Derrick Henry, and Lamar was talking about on Twitter today, he's like, because Lamar didn't have a ton of passing yards, I think it was. Because, 156 passing yards. He went 13 for 18. And, of course, the people who have an agenda against Lamar Jackson was just like, oh, he barely did anything in that game. And it's just dumb. Because he's like, I don't care. Like, as long as we win. Derrick Henry ran all over them. So Lamar didn't have to do much, right? They stuck with what worked. And if they can keep that momentum and keep running the ball well and establish that run, and the O-line can provide protection, it's like you said, you got Derrick Henry. You have to worry about him. You have to worry about Lamar Jackson running and throwing. You have to worry about Zay Flowers, right? Who the hell knows what's going on with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely? They're not using their tight ends this year so far. But
they're blocking right now for Derrick Henry is what they're doing.
And a good defense. Then you're rocking. Like, then you could beat a ton of teams. So I'm curious to see the longevity and if they can continue that. Well,
you beat the Chiefs, Baltimore.
So this
I don't
is
give
what
a
we're waiting
fuck what
for.
you do for the rest of the year. I don't care if Derrick Henry rushes for 3,000 stupid ass yards, Tom. Until they beat the Chiefs, I will hold it against Lamar. Mm-hmm. That narrative for me, for Lamar, is you lost to the Chiefs, and until you rectify that, you are my enemy.
And Mitchell coming back whenever he comes back.
Me until they beat the Chiefs.
Mitchell coming back is going to be a huge lift for that.
Dude, that might be kind of crazy.
Yeah, because Justice Hill is like, he's good. He's definitely good. You get Mitchell back there. He had that speed last year. Oh, my God. If you're able to have that with Henry and Mitchell.
Yeah. They need to average 300 rushing yards a game at this point. Here's what's crazy. Back to the Chiefs here for a second, because Mahomes takes out Rashee Rice. Patrick Mahomes throws an interception, and then he runs into Rashee Rice, and we learned that Rice tore his ACL, right? Or we're waiting. Yeah, he tore his ACL. That's been confirmed. Think about this. The NFL they decided to wait to suspend Rice.
Yeah.
So now Rice is going to be on IR for the rest of the season. And then he's probably going to have a suspension next year. Had the NFL suspended Rice this season, whether that's 4 games or 6 games, whatever they decided, they probably would have prevented him from getting hurt. So, as the NFL tried to help the Chiefs, as they have given that team everything to try and win another Super Bowl, it actually backfired in their face. And it is unfortunate, but this is going to be worse for the Chiefs in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's rough. Like, especially it's Mahomes like accidentally taking him out. Like that's a huge weapon for that team too. So
yeah, that's their number one receiver.
Yeah, so
their one receiver's gone, who we thought would be their 2 receiver gone, and Pacheco gone.
Good.
Kelsey's old. He looked better in this game, but he hasn't done much this year.
I think the Chiefs,
they keep winning.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, the Chargers, who walked into yesterday's game and like Herbert is banged up. They don't got all linemen. Derwin James is out. Bosa's out. Like they're missing a ton of.
Yeah, they're banged up too, for sure.
The Chargers kept it close.
Yeah.
And usually they played, and it's a divisional game, so you never know. But I think that this is a bigger win for the Chargers in terms of just like, okay, like we're competing at least, and we're missing all these guys. Like I want to see what a healthy Chargers team looks like.
Yeah.
It might be a while till we see that,
I'll tell you what they look like. They're going to look like the Ravens.
Yeah.
Those Harbaugh brothers want to play the same brand of football.
They just want to run the damn ball and play good defense. And for the Chiefs, I don't think there's been a win that has been pretty, right?
No.
Like the Ravens, no. Bengals, no. Like it's not look great.
It's because their defense is so good, and Mahomes is not an idiot.
Correct, but they keep winning.
Yeah.
And I'm curious because, again, just week 4 right now, we're talking about this being the worst iteration of the Chiefs. However, with Rashee Rice out now, I do wonder, like, okay, is this team going to be able to sneak away these close games? You talk about their defense. Mahomes hasn't been playing perfect football, but he's also Patrick Mahomes, and they're doing enough to win. They have Pacheco is out. Rashee Rice is out. I'm curious to see, like, if that offense eventually does take a step back and what team is the one to step up and, like, what brand of football winds up winning because they have a tough-ass defense.
Yeah, you just double Kelsey, you double Worthy, and they have nobody to go to. So I just can't wait until the Broncos and the Chiefs play and Bo Nix beats Patrick Mahomes with 55 passing yards. It is going to be so sweet.
Happy.
It is going to be so sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Phantom.
No, we definitely don't. We definitely don't. Yeah, let's talk about the Saints. Also, Younghoe Koo, legend.
Yeah, well, Hollow, this is what the Chiefs do with Chris Jones too.
Mm-hmm.
You move around that dominant big man until you find the weakness on the line, and then you just let him do it all game. The Chiefs did it with Jones against the Chargers just now, but that's a great point. Anyway, sorry, you were about to say something.
No,
Hello just made a good point.
It is a good point. Yeah, I think it's speaking of the NFC South. Yeah, the Saints, Younghoe Koo, game winner, getting it done. Falcons got to be feeling pretty good about that.
Dude.
And Falcons are playing against the Buccaneers on Thursday too. Like that should actually be a pretty damn good game.
Ooh, yeah, red on red.
Derek Carr, 28 for 36, 239 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Got sacked 1 time. Kamara
Carr and Cousins, their stat line nearly identical.
Literally, Cousins
238, 239, yep. 1 pick each.
They both got sacked once. They basically played like the same brand of football. Yeah. Am I the Saints? Have you cooled off on the Saints now?
Yeah.
I still think they're a competitive team though. Like I still think that they're going to be in the mix for.
They're just, they got a little bit of an overperformance from their quarterback the first 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This is Derek Carr. This is how your season's going to go. division game. You got two touchdowns from Taysom Hill in this one. But, you give up you don't give it up. You lost because your defense made a play at the end of the game to force a 58-yard field goal, but Young Wei Koo just blasted it. The first Falcons touchdown was a mucked punt by the Saints, So it's like those things kind of happened, and Derek Carr, he's just going to be steady. It's not like he was bad, but
yeah,
I don't know. I've watched so much of that man. I was happy to see those first 2 weeks where they, lit it up, but it was like wildly efficient touchdown throwing by Derek Carr, and it's not sustainable. I don't know. It's the NFC South is interesting. I'm starting to think the Bucs are actually the best team in that division.
I think so too. I do too. I think because if they play that kind of football they did yesterday, and like they did beat the Lions and they were still beat up. I know they lost to the Broncos, but I think that's pretty solid. I picked the Hawks, but I have no confidence in that.
Go Lions.
No
Hawks got cursed. Here's what's weird with the Falcons though. Like, and it's happened, I think, like second game in a row. They've got Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. And Tyler Algier is just better as a straight running back. Just hand it off, let him run. He is a lot better in that area than Bijan right now. But catching passes out of the backfield, Bijan much better.
Yeah.
And you can't just lean on you can't just bring Bijan when you want to like dump it off to him because it's going to become a tell. But the Falcons are in this weird spot where one guy is a lot better at doing one thing than the other, but the other guy's so athletic that if you get Bijan in open space, it could be a touchdown.
Sure.
And I don't know. I think I just want to see either they convert Bijan to a receiver, like a slot receiver, scat receiver, whatever the fuck you want to call it, or they go to Wishbone and always, every single play, you got Tyler Algier and Bijan in the backfield just to keep it interesting. But, I think we're still waiting for Kirk Cousins to really feel comfortable, and maybe he kind of picks it up at some point.
Agreed. Bro, Commanders?
Nobody's hotter right now. They're the hottest team in football, Washington.
Jayden Daniels, because people are like, oh, is it a system thing or whatever? I think it's this perfect blend where you have a really good system for a young quarterback. You're running the absolute hell out of the ball.
Yeah,
and
that's something that kind of gotten lost in the Daniels hype, right?
Yes, because again, we were talking about this last night too. Like, that's how you support a young quarterback, right? I mean, you had 216 rushing yards. Ryan Robinson over 100 yards. Yeah. That's how you do it, because if he doesn't have to do everything, because they don't have the best offensive line, but they're able to mask it by just running the ball really well. And Jayden Daniels, man, 26 for 30. The guy is making very few mistakes. He's super efficient with the football, and you're going to win games like that. And on top of that, he can run, he can move, he's mobile, he can extend the play. This, I think, is just a perfect marriage right now of good play calling. It's a good system. Jayden Daniels is playing well. They're running the ball really well to support their young quarterback. And I want to see longevity again, throughout this season. Are there going to, is it not going to work as teams get more film and all that great stuff? But right now, there's a ton to be excited about. And you look at the East, in which the Eagles are struggling, the Cowboys, who the hell knows what's going on with them, and the Giants are the Giants. So, yeah, if there's a time to, kind of build this lead, it's now. It's right now.
I'm trying to find something, and I can't.
Well, they also had that holding call, too, because Watson actually made a really good play in that Browns game, and he stepped up, he threw it, he found a wide-open Amari Cooper, who then took off for a touchdown, and then they called it back for a holding call.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Karma sucks, huh, Watson?
But Nick Chubb could be coming back.
Karma for Deshaun Watson. It's beautiful.
Hey,
yeah, that touchdown got called back, and then...
Congratulations.
Late in the game, also just a drop. Just hit a dude right in the numbers, and he dropped it. I don't even remember who dropped it. Actually, let me see. Was it Jerry Jeudy? Because that would be kind of funny.
Congratulations, Matt. Let's go.
because I retweeted it. Just remember, guys, I did have the Washington Commanders in the power rankings.
You did.
All of you laughed at me, called me stupid, a little baby bitch boy.
I don't think that was said.
Little tiny wiener guy.
It's projection?
Stupid, questioned my intelligence, my integrity. And
Thursday will be interesting.
oh, this was in the third quarter. Yeah, who just bounced off of? Maybe that bounced off Cooper. Was that Cooper?
I think Cooper was the one who dropped it.
Number 2, yeah, dang.
We're gifted a muffed punt. We were gifted. Try catching the ball.
Yeah.
How are we gifted?
Hey,
Gifted.
Riley Dixon, Broncos
You were
punter.
gifted with missing 2 field goals.
We downed another punt at the 1-yard line. The Broncos did.
Bro, I'm sorry. We're not talking about punters. The best punter in the league. Good God, the Bears. Good God, man. Did you see that kick? Did you see? I got to give it off to Chicago. I mean, they wound up winning too.
No, it's Riley Dixon.
I'm sorry. Did you see that monster of a kick yesterday?
Yeah, it was like a 60-something yarder. What?
Dude.
Right?
Dude, it was insane. So
We have downed 4 balls inside the 1 or 2 yard line, the Broncos this season. I'll take Riley Dixon over whoever that Bears guy is. He's a rookie too, isn't he? Bears punter?
Yeah, they drafted him. Decade winner, Fitty.
Ooh, what a great 10 years it's been, decade.
Poser.
USA.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
USA.
Airplane.
Dude, I have those Russell Wilson sound bites just stuck in my head. Like, I'll say airplane and I'll hear him doing that. If I hear the word dangerous, I hear him going, "Ooh, that is dangerous." It's just like they're gonna live in my brain forever. Rent free? Yes, they will.
That is very true. Yeah, Joe. So is this like a double-edged sword here, right? In which Anthony Richardson gets banged up in that game.
Yeah.
Right? He's 3 for 4. He has 71 yards. He's playing pretty solid.
3 passes, and Richardson had more passing yards than Bo Nix.
That is
3
correct.
completions.
Yes. That is correct. It was against the Packers.
Yeah.
He gets hurt, which you never want to see.
No.
Joe Flacco freaking comes in.
Flacking for flacking, baby.
16 for 26, 168 yards, 2 tutties. I have to ask this question about the Colts. Anthony Richardson got hurt last year. Gardner Minshew comes in. They're almost a playoff team.
Sure.
They're very, very close to being a playoff team.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco comes in. I know it's just one performance. He already had a run with the Cleveland Browns last year. He comes in and does well. It seems like the support system on the offensive side of the ball is there. Of like, hey, you get a veteran guy to come in and they can do pretty well. We know, of course, we got to see, Flacco. I think Richardson could be out up to 3 weeks, I think.
They said, yeah, it's a hip pointer.
Like
so
1 to 3, right?
It's going to be like probably like his pain tolerance for it, right?
Happy almost birthday. Let's go.
But he could be back this week. If I'm Indy, I rest him. I keep him active, but like you start Flacco, just like the Panthers did as their gauge with Andy Dalton.
Sure.
I think Flacco can kind of do the same thing for you. Also, I think the Colts, if they think about this, they could be the first successful 2-quarterback team. Joe Flacco, if you let him play too long, he's going to start throwing interceptions, right?
Sure.
Anthony Richardson, he's good for a few electric plays every game and then a lot of blah. So I go 1 quarter Richardson, 1 quarter Flacco, 1 quarter Richardson, 1 quarter Flacco. You avoid the Flacco turnovers. You get the best out of Richardson. And I think out of the box thinking, if anybody can do it, Shane Steichen with those 2.
Andrew coming in with a 50. Perna.
Groomed to shorn to shaved Saxon. Andrew, yes.
Use That's Good Sports promo code.
Oh, it's actually, I have a special link for Manscaped. Manscaped.com/that's good.
That's not That's Good Sport. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good what?
Just that's good.
That's
All right,
good.
manscaped.com/goodsports. Let me
Those are two very different things.
manscaped.com/goodsports.
That makes a lot more sense then. That's
I've
good.
said it so many times, like
That's good.
it doesn't even. Yeah, dude. They sent a neck trimmer this month,
Oh,
and it's for like October, November promos, and it's really good.
okay.
Like I like all their stuff, but I mostly use like a straight razor on my neck, and I use that, and I was like, oh, this is the first like razor that's actually worked. So
Nice.
not a paid promo, obviously, guys, but I was like very impressed. It's always nice.
Chiefs fans have been sitting on that clip and
They've
just
been doing
waiting
it like every week since then.
and waiting and waiting. When that man, because Sirianni, I think there's a decent chance maybe he's not there at the end of the season.
Boy,
I'm
yeah,
just saying, that's see ya. Oh, it's going to make rounds. It's going to make rounds.
Chiefs
Hail King
fans,
Andrew.
they are on social media. They're annoying. It's just like we get it. You beat all the people who challenged you.
Mm.
You have no rivals. You have no true rival fan base. You just go after who's convenient for you for the week. They get into it with Bengals fans. They get into it with Bills fans. They get into it with Eagles fans. They get into it with 49ers fans. And they have the leverage. They have the leverage.
I don't know about that.
I would just
Never
be
beaten
above
Jordan
it all.
Love.
You know?
Chiefs never beaten Jordan Love. Just saying. People are talking about it. Actually, that's a lie. They did beat Jordan Love when he started that one.
Well,
time
here's
in
what's
that COVID.
interesting with Seahawks. It was the little
Never mind.
wheel.
Scratch
They got
that.
cursed with the little
Almost
wheel.
did.
We don't know. How strong is the little wheel? Wasn't the big wheel, it was the little wheel.
Tennessee. Where's Tennessee? Oh yeah, Pick'ems are absolutely done. Then this is like it's a mix of injuries and just absolute chaos. And I will say this is probably one of the craziest starts, like the first like month of football, where usually by like this point I'm like, okay, you get into a rhythm of like I have a basic idea. Like Perna was saying, we were talking about it last night. By like week 6, week 7, you know, midway through October, you have a much better idea of like, okay, these are kind of who these teams are, and they'll still have fluke games and stuff. But
Yeah.
it has been all over the place, man.
Yeah,
It's been wild.
I screwed myself because I picked the Raiders to beat the Browns. And then I found out that Crosby and Devontae Adams were both out. So I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
I'm going to switch that one pick. I never even think about my picks, but I think I saw it like right after GPS on Friday. And I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, don't like that. I was like, let me change that real quick. That was wrong. That was wrong. I hate pick'ems now.
It's true. Dude, this is the worst start I think I've had ever. Like
Yeah.
it's these past 2 weeks have killed me.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on. It's
Did the Bills and
wild.
Chiefs play
Eventually
in the regular season? November 17th. There we go. It's at Buffalo, though.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. I want to talk about let's talk about Jacksonville. Hey, didn't look completely awful. That's improvement.
Go.
Kept it close with Stroud. Almost won that game. And then CJ Stroud was like, I got you. Don't worry. That was a beautiful drive, dude. That was art. Art. What do you do, a kicker? Tom Grossi's available. Yeah, no, that is a problem, though.
Who do you think could kick a further field goal, you or me?
I mean, I just put out my kicker audition while we were doing GPS, so I think that answers that question.
Son of a bitch.
I think that answers that question. I don't know. I played soccer for a while.
It's one of those things that, like,
I'd have to practice.
think you can do it? You think you can go a little further than you really can?
Yeah, like right now, like I feel decently confident I can hit like a 30-yarder.
Yeah.
I don't
did
know
it
anything
one
beyond that.
day for the clickbait punishment, but it was after we had played football and my legs were so tired.
Yeah.
I was coming up short every time, and I was scared to throw out my back like a cowardly old boomer. When we do our corner receiver challenge, let's throw in some kicks just
All
to
right,
make
we'll throw
it,
in some kicks too. I like
you know,
that.
It'll be fun.
We're just gonna be dead by the end of it.
Yeah.
We got practice.
We got to kick like in the middle of it. After 5
Yes.
throws, then we kick a couple, and then we finish it.
That's how we do it. How good of a kicker are you?
Not great,
Yeah.
but I feel like I can do 30, but who knows?
Outside of 5 years? That's not. Oh, their first ring. That's a really specific stat, though. But they've won rings. Like that's what I'm saying. They've won Super. I was like Brady.
No,
Right.
head coach combo won their first ring outside of 5 years.
Yeah, but that's just their first ring.
What about the Steelers? No, did Big Ben only get one? No, Big Ben and Mike Tomlin, right?
Well, Brady, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, but not their first. Well,
Their
won their
first-
first ring. This is a stupid thing. Shut up. You're confusing us.
All right. Well,
Um.
we'll see you. We'll see you when we see you.
Yeah.
We'll see you when we see you.
Texan Jags. Here's my thought on the Jags. Brian Thomas, pretty good.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence misses a wide open Christian Kirk deep.
Yeah.
Probably would have been the difference in the game.
True.
And it's been, it's funny because like Daniel Jones has gone through the ringer recently. And a lot of people have used like Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence as comps, right? Like, why is Trevor Lawrence said to be a generational talent when he's just as shitty as Daniel Jones? And on Thursday Night Football, Daniel Jones really struggled with the deep ball. Then I see Trevor Lawrence miss a layup for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to think those complaints are fair. Those complaints are fair. The Texans also, it looked like Trevor Lawrence was going to run in for a touchdown at the top of the fourth quarter. Houston's defense just rips him, smothers him. So credit the Texans defense for keeping him in that game late. And then also Houston does this without Joe Mixon. I think he's important to their success. They should be getting him back soon. And then, what are you going to do? Like, games on the line, Nico Collins and CJ Stroud, they move down the field.
Mm-hmm.
Dare Ogunbowale, game-winning touchdown, former Jag, nice vengeance TD there.
Yeah, former Jaguar too, which is
like, I don't know. I just don't think the Jags are good. I don't think they're very good. I don't think they're well coached right now. I think you can put a lot of blame on Doug Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
But Trevor Lawrence is missing opportunities too. You can't put it all on him. Your QB's got to hit those. I'm scared Bo Nix is going to be in the same situation like in 2 to 3 years. Where like, he does a lot of the little things right, but we got to see him hit those big throws in big moments when they're open too. It's not even like he's trying to tight window a 40-yard throw or some shit.
Yeah.
Your guy has a step. You got to put it on the money.
Andrew just gifted you 50
Damn,
memberships.
Andrew, 50?
King Andrew? It's King Andrew II, baby. Put some respect on his
I've got
name.
2 kings this week, King Henry and King Andrew.
Hey,
Who will be the fairer king in my kingdom? I say Andrew. Great beard, Andrew.
He does have a great beard.
That is as my beard gets more gray, I hope I look like Andrew's beard.
It's good. It's a full beard, too.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's got depth.
It does.
You have a nice beard, though. Yeah, it's well groomed.
You try to keep it there. Hides my weak jawline, so I, have a little girl's jaw.
It's all right. You could grow facial hair better than I can, so.
Yeah. I do one thing well, is grow body hair.
You grow a lot of body hair. You have a tail.
Look at all
we
this.
didn't need, we've seen it. We've all, yep. there
Dude,
is.
it doesn't look like as full as normal because it's getting pretty gray right here.
Oh, the gray
That gray is
chest
transparent
hair?
on the chest. It's like,
Ooh. Well, I mean, the clock is ticking, buddy. We're almost at that birthday month.
no, I know. I want to be the most subscribed to YouTuber with gray chest hair. That's my goal. Tom's goal, 1 million. My goal, most sub to gray chest hair guy.
You get a plaque.
Yeah.
Most sub to gray. How do you check that though? You have to. I feel like the check for that is not. It's not going to go well. You're just going to go up to a bunch of YouTubers and be like, "Hey, how many subs you got?" All right, you got great chest hair.
Yeah.
A lot of
Be
people
like,
to
take
ask.
off your shirt, Mr.
Yeah, I have to
Beast.
feel like that doesn't end well,
Take off your shirt,
Mhm.
other guys in YouTube. I only know sports dudes.
Yeah, the Jaguars, though, like you mentioned, Peterson, I think, is on the hottest of hot seats. I think that was an issue coming into this season, especially after last year. And yeah, again, like they are just not even playing complete football. Like the offense,
No.
like
And they should have won a couple games here, and they've dug themselves so deep right now. They're at 0-4.
it's just not complimentary football right now.
No.
And like Trevor's not playing well. O-line's not playing well. Like receiver drop, like it's just nothing is going well. And I don't even know. And again, it's you look at it just like, where do you start? And I feel like I've asked this now a few times with the Jaguars. And I also just have a bad taste in my mouth from the Jaguars from last year because, oh man, I hyped them up to the moon. And I was like, all right, now maybe this week they'll figure it out. Maybe this week. And it just never came. And so now I think you look at coaching because you just invested $55 million a year in Trevor Lawrence. So let me put it this way. Even if, and I don't think this is the thing, even if Trevor Lawrence was the total problem in Jacksonville, which obviously is not the case, you just paid him $55 million. You just gave him a contract in the offseason. So
Sure.
you got to find out what works around it. You have to find ways to make it work. And so that's why the first is going to be like, all right, Peterson, we're looking at that ice cream. You're going first. And then it's going to be looking and seeing like, where else can we, try to support this guy? Because you can't just give up on Trevor Lawrence because you just paid him all that money. So, yep.
I think it's like, I do not think
Yep.
Jacksonville is as bad as their 0-4 record. I'm not trying to defend them, but if the Titans get a win tonight against the Dolphins, which is very possible,
Sure.
and because I think Tennessee's a worse football team than the Jags right now, but they'll have a better record than them, and it's going to just be funny if Tennessee wins. I don't know if they will. I'm hoping for Tyler Huntley to kind of go off, but yeah, it also like are they the only? Yeah, the Titans are 0-3. The Jags are 0-4. They're the only two teams without a victory yet because even the Panthers got one. So, and the Giants have a win.
Hey.
Yeah, it's just that sucks. And the Bengals got their win. Damn.
It's no good. Also, Johnny just sent me this, in case you needed proof. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
That was 15 yards.
Exactly.
It had some distance. It has.
I've been good from 18.
Was that Johnny making the noise for you?
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
Johnny's reaction is the best there.
It's. Let's go, baby.
What can you say? Athletes. Nothing but athletes running this
Listen,
show,
that's
baby.
what's going on GPS, baby. Whoa! Come on now.
Let's go stuff some nerds in lockers.
So
with our
which one of us
physical
pulls
prowess
something
and
first?
Dominance.
During that CB wide receiver, who pulls something first?
Yeah.
It's going to be one cut. First cut. Knee's
fair.
going to give out. Ankle's going to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. This is the best. Also, one of the most hilarious stats in the NFL. How many weeks before Jordan Love has a better record than Malik Willis? That's the new count we will have on power rankings.
Jordan Love threw
Jordan Love better than Malik Willis yet? No.
389 yards against Brian Flores' amazing defense.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I think Minnesota got a little complacent after they were up 28-0.
You think?
Yeah.
You think?
I don't know if I think it's going to be a tough week for the Vikings defense at practice.
Yeah.
I don't think Flores is going to be happy.
Brian Flores is like, I'm going to kill you. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to punch you in the face.
He's
like,
like, you think what I said to Tua was
them.
bad?
Yeah.
You think that was bad?
After this week
you
of practice.
Start texting your family members, telling them that you suck.
5-0. 5-0.
Yeah.
5-0.
Dude, when does TJ Hawkinson come back for Minnesota?
He should be coming back relatively soon. I don't think it's very long. I gotta talk about them. The Chicago Bears getting a W against the Rams.
Bo Nix and Caleb Williams doing
Not
it
beyond
ugly,
saving,
baby. We're doing it
they need
ugly,
A.J.
but
Brown
we're
back.
2-2. Chicago, Denver. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I think Caleb Williams, he's 17 for 23, 157 yards, had a passing touchdown as well. Played better. Played
Very
much
game
better.
manager like Caleb.
But you know what worked? You know what worked really well for the Bears? They
Running?
ran the football!
Hey, DeAndre Swift isn't dead.
Oh my God. Like, who would have thought running the ball could help out your rookie quarterback? Who would have thought?
They needed that.
They needed that win, definitely. The defense played well. Oh, God, Matthew Stafford got drilled. Yeah, he got beat up.
You get lit up.
Yeah, he got...
You know who else got beat up? Aaron Rodgers, sacked 5 times.
He did. But I got to give credit to the Bears, because, again, I don't know what their season's going to look like. I still think the jury's still out on Shane Waldron. And, of course, O-line is not amazing. But Caleb played well in the fourth quarter last week, making some steps this week. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, I mean, not if you want to see the Bears lose, which I do. But for Caleb Williams, this was, I think, an important step. Because DeAndre Swift also didn't just run the ball well. He was also their leading receiver as well. So, maybe you just need that. Again, the play calling's nothing crazy, but they won the game. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, yeah, it's sloppy football. I mean, September usually is for sloppy football. And it just seems like, we're still going in week 4. It's just...
Yeah, a lot of mistakes. And in some games like that, the Falcons game, it made the difference. Certainly made a difference in the Broncos game.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about real quick? I know, like, we're going to just skip over this game because it's the Patriots right now. Jacoby Brissett got sacked 6 times yesterday.
Yeah, he continues.
He legit, if there is any quarterback that it's like, you're just out there so our younger guy doesn't die.
Yeah, he's like the mountain from Game of Thrones protecting Arya right now, Jacoby. Little Drake Mays, little Arya out there,
No,
we know he's
don't
gonna
know.
be.
I
He's
don't
gonna be
know.
fiery and
Because
good.
it's the Hound. The Hound protects
What did I say?
him.
The mountain? Sorry,
You said the mountain.
Yes,
That's
yes,
the
yes.
Hound's brother.
Yes,
you
I
effing-
meant the
Come
Hound.
on.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
The Hound. I wanted a Game of Thrones spinoff called Arya and the Hound.
Arya and the
Arya.
Hound.
Arya and the Hound. Anyway, he's the Hound protecting Arya.
I'm just like I didn't want to really even say anything about this game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Jacoby Brissett. I'm just sorry. So, not good. Are the Broncos legit contenders?
Their defense is
Defense is good.
Their defense is, and special teams is. This game was not fair to try and judge either the Jets or Broncos offense. Like the first half was, the rain made a huge difference. Second half
contention.
I would have, liked to see maybe a little bit more, but Bo Nix made a couple throws, threw his first touchdown pass. We'll see. We play the Raiders next.
Yep. You have to feel some type of way about that too, because the Raiders are like, listen, just want to beat the Donkeys again.
Yeah.
Just want to continue that dominance.
Honestly, it would be funny, if the Raiders really want to trade Devontae Adams, if they trade him to Denver instead of New York. We'll take Devontae. But yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know where Bo Nix is. I've seen some progress, but I still have no idea who Bo Nix is as an NFL quarterback. If I'm just being honest, I don't know. I have no clue.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And his negative passing yards became like the story. But until the final drive of the half for the Jets, Aaron Rodgers had 22 passing yards. So Bo Nix had -7. Yes. Rodgers had 22. And then they put together a field goal drive right before half. Saved both teams from having the fewest first half yards produced by two offenses combined since infinity. I can't remember. Since 91 or since 2000. There was so many bad records at stake in that game for lack of production, but it was a thing of neither offense was good. But I do believe in the Broncos defense. Vance Joseph deserves some flowers because he's been calling
ever
a
since
hell
that
of a
70-point
game.
He's
He's
turned it
blitzing.
around.
Him and Flores are blitzing a lot. I don't know if Flores did that against, the Packers, but we had seen good quarterbacks destroy blitzes so much that you're like, you don't want to blitz a lot to be a good defense in the NFL. But now two of the most fun defenses, Broncos and Vikings, they're blitzing the fuck out of all these young QBs, I think, right now. And they're having
Steelers
success.
Defense. Come on now. Steelers.
Bring back the blitz.
And the curse continues. Deshaun Watson. There is no trade value for Deshaun Watson. There is zero, and I'm saying this with my full chest. There is zero trade value. Not only does he effing suck right now, like he's just not good and playing up to where he needs to be, but two, nobody is taking that contract. Zero teams are taking guaranteed money that they're going to have to pay Deshaun Watson for 3 years? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
There's no one taking that contract.
The only
I don't think
place
so.
the Browns are calling to try and trade Deshaun Watson is the Department of Corrections.
They're like, we're just asking. We saw the longest yard.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you currently have that can throw a football?
We're
just asking questions.
We've got a quarterback who would be great for your prison team if you need one. Here's what I want. I want a pact from 31 NFL teams because the Chiefs are going to be making calls right now for trades, I think, for some receiver help. Okay? If you are an NFL team and the Chiefs call you, hang up the phone. Just hang it up. I don't care if they're offering you a first round this year, a first round next year. You hang up. You hang up the phone.
What if they get Devontae Adams?
Do not.
The Raiders are just like scorched earth. Devontae Adams to the Chiefs. He's not going to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Pretty funny, though. Cortland Sutton to the Chiefs.
No, that would never happen.
No.
Never.
No. The Chiefs do need wide receiver help, though. Who do they call?
Bad teams with the next, like,
do you get Amari Cooper? Like, do you go and say, like, hey?
Yeah,
hey,
you call the Browns. The Browns would be dumb enough to do it, too.
We'll give you Amari Cooper, but you have to take Deshaun Watson. We don't even want a quarterback in return, but you have to take Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, rookie of the year right now, Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, it's
Jayden Daniels.
Right now it's pretty easy.
Byron Murphy, we'll see how he plays tonight, but Jayden Daniels.
Yeah. Again, Brian Thomas playing well, but the Jags keep losing, so it won't really matter.
Just let us three-peat, and then we'll shut up. Let us win 3 Super Bowls in a row, and then we won't whine anymore.
I don't trust you, Mark. Do not trust you for 1 second.
I don't think he's getting fired today, no, because they were competitive. If the Strouds blew him out, then I think like maybe it's week 4. Again, it's this mix of, I know it feels like the end of the world because we've been doing this for a month, but it's literally just week 4. Like we got a long season to go.
Yeah.
Long season.
And like, who are you bringing in if you fire Doug Peterson, right? Like
Bill Belichick. Just call him out from all those shows and be like, nope, Bill, we need you.
Yeah. And like one thing people are like, hey, the offense was better when Doug Peterson was calling the plays. So it's like you either like they want him fired or they want him to call plays. Like
I think they just want him to do something there because he's not really doing a lot.
They got Press Taylor there calling that offense. I did catch that. That game was nice. CU played their best football game. Ran the ball.
Thank you so much again. I was so happy when we got Xavier McKinney 4 interceptions in 4 weeks.
Yeah. That's what I was writing for winners and losers. Like we talk about the Giants missing Saquon. Also watching the safety couldn't pay. Go and have 4 straight picks to start the season. That sucks too for Giants fans.
I did a whole video on this, but Yeah, the first half was awful. Literally, the special teams were awful. Offense was awful. Defense was awful. And they rebounded pretty nicely. 22 points in the fourth quarter. So I got a lot of optimism right now because I think if this is the worst that they're going to look with all the injuries, people out, no Jair, and Love is obviously still banged up, and you're going up against a good Vikings team, yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. Jay, what a hundo! Whoop, whoop. You inherited the Vikings curse when you broke the skull during your bit. I'm dropping a hundo just so you know that. I don't want to believe that. I don't, but if things keep on going miraculously well for the Vikings, I might have to start believing it, and I don't want to believe.
How easily we forget. John even says,
A thank you to John Elway, or John Elway.
Yeah, Johnny. I always forget LA
Appreciate you,
clips
Jay.
in there.
I did too, because we had a longer clip of just Tim Tebow. I don't know if we deleted that one, but
Yeah, I can go back in and look at some Tebow
also,
stuff.
speaking of, kitty goes meow. Come on now, the Bengals, they got their first win.
Yes, they
Come on,
did.
Perna,
finally.
get excited. Appreciate you.
Go Bangies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go Bangers.
I agree with that. Yeah, Joe Burrow, 22 for 31, 232, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 0 sacks. Chase Brown, who I think everybody and their mother has been like, hey, this guy looks pretty good. Every time he's getting the ball, it's pretty explosive. He was their leading rusher. Jamar Chase had that insane touchdown run. Dude was really just shaking people. It was like a 60-something yarder. He played real well.
Yeah, like when I said like the Jags aren't as bad as 0-4, the Bengals aren't, as bad as 1-3 now. So
Ooh, 200 Renfro. Better than 100 Renfro. So, gotta give a shout out there. Andy Dalton did try, though. He did try. 25 for 40. There's 2 games tonight, Perna. We got a doubleheader. First, we got the Titans taking on the Dolphins. What do you got?
oh man. Oof.
Should be a fun
You know
game.
what?
Should be a really fun game.
My brain tells me the Dolphins are going to win because I like Tyler Huntley.
The exact
I
same
think he's a very
logic.
competent quarterback.
Yep.
But I feel like the Mayo Man is finally going to deliver a mistake-free game.
I think it happens sooner rather than later. Okay, so you think Mayo Man plays pretty well?
Yeah, give me Mayo Man playing well, beating the Dolphins.
Oh, you got him winning now. Okay.
I don't even know who I picked, though.
I think it was the Dolphins you picked.
I probably did. That's what I'm saying. My brain's saying the Dolphins, but I think I'm going to go with my heart.
Yep.
And say the Mayo Man.
Thank God he did not score a touchdown at Lambeau. Thank God. Oh, the Vikings are trying to force it too. They were like, let's just keep giving the ball to Aaron Jones. That's that we held on to our dignity at least a little bit. At least a little bit.
Who do you got in that game?
Yeah, no, I the exact same rationale, because if it was like Tim Boyle or Skylar Thompson playing, I was like, okay, I think the Titans have a chance to win this game. Maybe they look a little bit better. But I think Huntley is great. Not only can he run, but I think he's a pretty damn good passer. He's a Pro Bowler. Let's put some respect on his name. But I think they'll be able to utilize some of those weapons that have been lacking the past couple weeks without Tua. So,
did you see that Aaron Rodgers press conference yesterday, though?
I did. Where
She always falls into fascism and tyranny, and
Wait, what?
disclosure on the UFO stuff was supposed to happen.
that lip, it was so bad. It was
She always falls into fascism and
Actually, that first part looks pretty good.
Yeah, that first part looked pretty good. That's pretty.
Sorry.
Buddy, I don't know. When you have that answer, you let me know. I have Tua. I have CMC. I'm pretty sure I have Mark Andrews on one of them. Yeah, it's not good. It is. It's not good at all. So, I mean, I know you want to. And then, of course, you have the Seahawks and you have the Lions. And this game, I want to pick they're both beat up right now. But the Seahawks might be more beat up. And the Seahawks just keep on beating the Lions. They always throw their defenses out the window, and they score like 40 points on each other. Ugh. But I picked the Seahawks last week. I would not be surprised if the Lions wind up winning, though.
The Lions are going to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then the curse wheel went 3 for 3. You know that, right?
What?
That because you curse 3 teams, you curse the Seahawks, you curse the Eagles, and you curse the Saints, and the Seahawks lose tonight, then the curse wheel
Yeah,
went
it'd be 3 for
okay.
me. I know.
I just want to make sure.
I'm watching that closely. Very closely.
Very closely with a magnifying glass.
My reputation's at stake as a witch doctor.
All of them. All of them. No, I think Huntley will have a nice night. He's a good quarterback. I mean, it doesn't mean much. Bryce Young looked good against that defense, but Huntley almost beat us. That was a couple years ago, but
yeah, and the Dolphins they've had an extra long rest, right? Because last time wait, when did they play? Did they play on Thursday last?
No,
or was it just a week ago? Am I
against the
2 weeks
Bills.
back in my brain?
Yeah, they played. Oh my God, I'm blanking. They got their ass kicked. Oh my God, who?
Oh, you're right.
Oh, the Seahawks beat them last week. The Seahawks
yeah.
beat them last Sunday. That's who it was.
Never mind. My
That's
brain
it.
sucks.
We get a Will Levis "What the F was that" award in your winners and losers video.
We'll see. We'll see what we get for old Willie.
8-2. 8-2. That's what I want. I want it to be an 8-2 game. Oh, I'm going to stream that game. Oh, I don't want an 8-2 game.
No, you don't.
I don't.
No,
want
you
that.
don't, Tom.
That's gonna be an interesting game, Jets Vikings, and that's being played across the pond. Mm-hmm. Who's the biggest threat to stop their win streaks? The Vikings. They play the Jets and then the Lions, so I think they could lose it within the next 2 weeks. So Chiefs, I don't know.
Chiefs will lose a game. If the Chiefs make it through this season without losing, it'll be the most impressive thing we've ever seen.
Chiefs got the Saints, 49ers. I don't know about the 49ers right now. Raiders, Buccaneers, Broncos, Bills.
They will lose to the 49ers. They will lose to the Broncos. They will lose to the Buccaneers. They will lose to the Bills.
Potential. I mean, the refs are just, I feel like we say this every year. I feel like it's every year.
Yeah. I can't. It's like hard to even complain about how inconsistent it is.
Justin Fields. The defense did not play well for the Steelers. Like that one, it's Joe Flacco, baby. That was a bit surprising.
Joe.
But Justin Fields, man, playing pretty damn good football. So I mean, I got to give him props for that because he went. What was his stat line at the end? 22
I think
for
he had 2 passing TDs and a rushing touchdown.
312 yards.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think the Colts are like plug and play. Flacco can win you a bunch of games. You just hope that the guy who can win you games is the guy that you drafted really early, and that's Anthony Richardson. So he's just got to stay healthy. But
2 QB system. Hear me out, Indy.
There you go.
Shane Steichen, call me, buddy. I'll tell you what to do.
Nay.
Dude.
Parna, what do you got going on, buddy?
Working on winners and losers.
Might be Travin.
The new worst win is up, so check it out. What do you got, Tom?
Yes, Perna and I actually hate each other. We have been infighting for years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. This piece of garbage, I don't even know.
We do this because we hate ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like, let me talk to a guy I just can't stand 3 days a week.
I'm just so envious of his beard and his great chest hair. I've been trying to grow great chest hair since I was 6. And I have not been able to crack the code. And so every single time this pompous son of a bitch just comes in, throws up his shirt, and I'm like, I don't even see any hair. And you're like, that's because it's so translucent. It fills me with such rage and anger. So I got a kicker video that I just put out during GPS. On top of that, if the NFL was scripted, week 4, going to be dropping later tonight. I'll be streaming the Seahawks-Lions game. And then every NFL fan's reaction to week 4 going to be coming out after that. Boom. Nailed it. But folks, we appreciate the hell out of you. We'll see you again for Wednesday for another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated. Perna and I love each other. Or at least I love Perna. I don't know if it's reciprocated, but...
That is funny about Mythbusters, though. And you've reached your destination.
Do they really hate each other?
Busted. They didn't like each other that much.
Oh.
I don't know if they hated each other, but they were not like friends.
So is the thing they busted friendship? Is the myth friendship? Oh my God.
Myth busted?
It's a lie.
This entire show has been a sham.